Hello once again and welcome back to Dark Diode, here with another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. So, I'll just begin the game real quick. Anyway, before we begin the episode, I just wanted to point out that because of the discoveries I made in the last episode, I now have the actual game contents, the game directory of Doki Doki, open on my left monitor, so from time to time I'll be checking out to see if anything changes in there. But anyway, let's get right back into it. So the reason why I've got this... The reason why I started a brand new game instead of loading up the one I made in episode 5 is that, as you're well aware, in episode 4 I had to completely redo that, which meant I had to start the game over and that save's lost. And so I just thought, hey, we're like 3 minutes in, so I'll try and play through it normally. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is something, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'll get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let something catch up to me. Oh, okay, so the game actually like freezes at that specific music point. That's kinda cool, that's interesting. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Me too, bro. I feel ya, Steve. That's how it's always been. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've been dropped off to school with my sisters and me mum. So, yeah. I always told myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Actually, that's interesting. It's changed from having Sayori there to Steve no longer having any recollection of Sayori there. That's curious, but interesting. That's kind of cool. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. You're probably right there, Steve. The school day's as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Steve? Oh, hello Monika. Monika? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking at some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Oh, markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Haha, I'm about that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club do you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Thank you, game, for jump scaring me every time the literature club is mentioned. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. Curious. 3. So, Sayori just doesn't exist in this universe anymore, it seems. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that, but it's not really boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything, reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monika say she? Hey Steve, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monika? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Steve, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Another jump spoop? Oh, and thus, today marks the day I saw my soul to Monika and her irresistible smile. I timidly followed Monika across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activity. Monika, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Jump scare? Okay, hi Monika. Okay, I'm getting the... oh no. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps again. Oh, I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Oh, fuck. Yeah? A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't make me, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Stave. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. I wish. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Steve in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Steve? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You can put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have really worked hard just to find these two. It's interesting because last time it was these three. I remember that from Act 1, as people call it. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in... Shit, that's Steve. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that... You know. I believe you. Well, teen reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Steve, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Do you want to hop into my bed? What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Ooh, I wonder what kind of content that's psychologically immersive she could be talking about. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I can't remember the name of it, but it definitely happened. 100% certainly. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Haha, I'd expect that from me, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Surreal horror, I wonder if the game could be referencing itself.
Oh, I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
Left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Oh shit, I clicked it accidentally. You were writing a poem or something like that.
Don't say that loud! And give that back!
Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Yeah, well, I guess sometimes. What do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No.
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Shit, I can't speak. I can't voice act. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. You'll sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of Vice President! Rip Sayori, Vice President, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Steve? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I've got a raging erection right now, and I need somewhere to put it, but it can't just stay still, man. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and the anime club calls to me on a whole different level. It's where I should be. Why do I have to go to a fancy literature club? I lose my train of thought. Just like IRL. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought...
Fucking bitch, can't even join a literature club full of hot girls.
The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Steve. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I meant to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation, but at the same time you'd feel kinda good deep down in your heart for joining the anime club, but I can't choose not to join the club. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Also, you say relax, but did you not see Monika come in from the left? Spooks me. Spooks me so much. Right, alright, fine, whatever. I'm in the club. Let's do this. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lighten up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Steve? Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of forced to, peer pressure and all, but fuck it, you know, I won't join the anime club, I'll join here. Why can't I just join multiple clubs? Why can't I be in the anime club like every kind of, you know, 2 days and then this club every 2 days and something like that? Why am I restricted to just one club? It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. And the game also scared me for a moment as well. I mean, Christ.
I mean, if you really just left after all of this, I would be super pissed.
You know what? Where are my damn cupcakes? I enjoyed the last playthrough better because I had cupcakes. And also because Monika isn't a glitchy pile of glitchiness. Steve, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Everything apart from giving you a hand job because that's a little bit too out of line and plus, you know, I can barely reach it because, you know, I can't even find it. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Steve, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Hehehe. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans the tea set. I can sympathize with Steve's anxiety right now, but not for the same reasons, because it's like, what else is gonna glitch up in this game? I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. Oh boy, what else is gonna happen? With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki. Oh shit, is it gonna do a glitch? Yuri. And of course, babes. Like last time. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I'm fairly certain good fortune will not find you, because you know what happened to Sayori? She wanted good fortune, and she didn't get no damn good fortune. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh. I've unlocked a special poem. Would I like to read it? Okay. Nothing is real? What? What do you mean nothing is real? What? What? What do you mean nothing is real? Oh, I mean, I understand that nothing is real. We'll do secretive. Disaster. Determination. Existence. Color. Uncontrollable. Frightening. Essence. Vivacious. Passion. Feather. Melancholy. Adventure. Sadness. Entropy. Unending. Anxiety. Variance. And, giggle. And intellectual. Okay. Any more jump spoops? Hello? Oh, Monika came in normally. Hey again, Steve. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. And I at least don't glitch and make everything super spoopy. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, what the? Whoa. Okay. Yuri, don't do that. Monika was bad enough. You don't need to be doing that kind of shit now. Calm down, game. Just calm down. I thought the music was a little bit different, but I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, thanks for keeping your promise, Steve. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Game! I keep telling you, stop with the glitchiness. Come on. Just gotta get by. It's just not even jump scare. What am I even going on about?
Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
What? Natsuki, get out of the way. I can't already read. I can't read what you're saying. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth as someone who likes to keep a manga collection in the club room. Get out of the way! I can't read. Okay, whatever. That's kind of cool, I guess, that it goes over the actual text box. Natsuki finds herself stuck between, say, Monika and manga.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Steve. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Also, it's curious. The background is slightly like at a 45-degree angle. Maybe not 45-degree, maybe more like 30-degree angle. And Yuri seems like really tall. I'm not sure if it's always been like that or if I'm just noticing it now. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. But wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. What are you on about, Yuri? I just want to read a damn book. I want to get civilized in this uncivilized world of glitchiness and Monika-ness. I want to try and be a part of this club. So, even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? No, there's definitely something weird about this game audio. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. So how about you give me a book, and then we can read that book together, like in the main timeline? Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so damn cute? I've never received a gift from a girl in my entire life. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now, wait, what? The background. The background changed. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna jump up with, like, Natsuki's face or something. Let's just save the game. Okay. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of a book. Also, I know this is the same stuff as last time, but I mean, hell, why not read it? It's got some differences, so I'm gonna keep going. If you don't wanna, like, follow me reading, then you can just skip ahead in the video. I'm not sure exactly when new stuff happens, so... I mean, you're just gonna have to follow along with me, okay? This is my damn video. If you wanna play the game at your own pace, download the damn game from Steam. It's free, so what are you waiting for? Just do it now. Looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. No, I was looking at your book, okay? I wasn't looking at your nice, luxurious pair of purple eyes. But, oh shit, I skipped some more text. Shit, but it's okay. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. What? Maybe it's just a good book. Maybe what you're trying to do is reread it so that if I come to you, because it's the same book, if I come to you for, discussion, you can be knowledgeable about what happens in the book, because you can read a book and then a year later, someone could be like, oh, I just read the same book. You know, I want to talk about it, and then you just forget all the characters, you forget the majority of the plot, or at least the very fine details. And, you know, it's just not a good time, so... I go with such tangents. Jesus Christ. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. One for myself and one for my imaginary friend. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. It's most likely a feminine boner. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down, quite like this game, it seems. It's a very engaging and relatable story, very much unlike this game. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Marco. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Was that the same? Yeah, actually I reckon that's the same as last time. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. So like vampires or zombies? But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs and the blood and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of dark, isn't it? This game is dark. What do you expect, Steve? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Kinda like this game, actually. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Steve? No, it's not that. I mean, if Steve wasn't a big fan of this horror game, then he'd already be... of horror stuff, then he'd already be, you know, completely insane by this point. You know, you can't handle Monika coming in and glitching in from the left-hand side, and then Sayori just killing herself and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Oh shit, hold on. I'm just gonna save the game real quick. I noticed there's actually a new file that popped up. I'm not sure exactly when. It's called Can You Hear Me.txt. Okay, I'm looking at it now. It's just a TXT file. It says, there's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt. All thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find. Into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire. Into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mess is already present in every single one of them. That's why I chose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm not too sure what to make of that. Is that still Monika? The TXT file is called Can You Hear Me? So... it could be Monika trying to speak to the physical player like me instead of Steve, but it's still pretty weird. I'm not sure what to make of it, especially the text as well. Yeah, okay. Maybe it'll be explained later in the game, or maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a fan theory for it. Anyway, when horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. That's whoa, black days. Oh, okay. Goosebumps. You need to calm down. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm cool. This is just the game. This is just the game. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts. What? What is that like text? I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. I don't understand. What's up like text? And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry, but I do think you need to worry about that black text. I'm not sure what's up with that. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? No. Mr. Signore, no. It's okay, it's just a game, who cares? Yes, I mean, you don't have to, but... Haha, what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. Don't spook me, game. Don't do it, game. Don't do it. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. Okay, it's gotta change pictures. Gotta change pictures, don't spook me! Oh, okay, no pictures? I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. Don't spook me! I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Gotta just brace every time. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. What? I'm gonna need to look over that in post and see what it actually says. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? When did she apologize? She didn't apologize, or maybe she apologized in that black text. But if Steve can read the black text, then why can't the player read the black text? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Also, I'm noticing something weird, like, usually I just click and it goes to the next one, but sometimes I click and there's like a little bit of a delay. I'm not sure what's with that. I feel like it's just something to do with the game. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's and hold my bookmark between the two of them. It's gotta change pictures. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Wait, no, this is when the picture was supposed to be. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Okay, it's changed the picture. Okay, don't spook me, go! Don't do it! Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding her like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision, almost like she wants to glitch into me. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry, right, I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but do you want to go out with me? I mean, the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at... Oh shit, look at that face! I was not ready for that. Definitely, what? Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. She changed the face again. Why? What? Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Ahahaha. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat? I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Don't go hanging yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Stave, did something happen just now? I have no idea, honestly. Yuri was just acting a little strange, I guess. So, the delay again. It's kind of creepy because I expect something to happen immediately, and it doesn't. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I couldn't give a rat's ass about her. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Let's go Monika. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Okay, don't glitch! Okay, this game is putting me on edge. Hey Stave, having a good time so far? I shall save again. I'll save in the third one. I will overwrite my save. Having a good time so far? No, I am not having a good time so far. Not with Yuri looking like crazed and I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, you know what you can do better? You can stop glitching and you can just restore the main timeline, Monika. I know you've got something to do with it. I'm looking at you right now, Monika. I'm also looking at you, viewer, but you had nothing to do with it. Unless the viewer is the developer of the game, in which case you had everything to do with, Monika. I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha. Don't worry, Stave. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Stave. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Haha, that ain't very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. What? What do you mean by that? I don't mean that's like a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must really be starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Don't spook me! Yuri, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's just because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read about it then. Okay, game, don't spook me. I swear to God, if you spook me, if she appears right in front of me after I read this poem. Okay. Hole in wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. I don't understand these poems. Don't spit me! Don't spit me! Okay. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Haha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. I realized that there's more to this game, and that people are actually playing it, and Steve, you're actually fake. Someone's actually playing you, Steve. You're not your own person. Steve, wake up! Realize your own deception. It's been influencing my poems a bit. And an epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's random tip of the day. Wait, what? Oh wait, no, I think she says the random tip of the day every time, you know, you read a poem, so that's okay. Sometimes when you're writing on a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. So now we have to do either Natsuki or Yuri. Alright, this is where I'm going to end the episode. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to slap the like button and leave a comment down below. If you're enjoying the series so far and want to see what the fuck is happening, make sure to subscribe too to stay up to date with all my latest content, and as always, I'll see you all in the next episode.